Morning students, today we are going to discuss Aristotle and the elements of tragedy. What he thinks about tragedy. As we know that tragedy depicts the downfall of a noble hero or heroine, usually through some combinations of hubris, fate, and the will of goods. The tragic hero's powerful wish to achieve some goal inevitably encounters limits, usually those of human frailty. It means flaws in the reason. It means flaws in reason, hubris in society. The goods through oracle, prophet, fate. We can say the gods or nature. Aristotle says that tragic heroes should have a flaw and or make some mistakes. Mistakes means hamartia. The hero need not die at the end, but he or she must undergo a change in fortune. In addition, the tragic hero may achieve some revelation or recognition, knowing again or knowing back or knowing throughout about human fate, destiny, and the will of gods. Aristotle quite nicely terms this sort of recognition a change from ignorance to awareness of a bond of love and hate. According to the Poetics of Aristotle, the definition of tragedy then is a process of imitating an action which has serious implications, is complete and possess magnitude by means of language which has been made sensuously attractive, which each of its varieties found separately in the parts, enchanted by the persons themselves and not presented through narrative, through the course of pity and fear completing the purification, sometimes translated purgation of some emotions. नेक्स्ट वन पार्ट आ जाता है आपका इमिटेशन. Contrary to Plato, Aristotle asserts that artist doesn't just copy the shifting appearances of the world, but rather imitates or represents reality itself and gives from form the meaning to the reality. In doing so, the artist gives shape to the universal, not the accidental. Poetry. Aristotle says a more philosophical and serious business than history. For poetry speaks more of universal, history of particulars. Let's move to B part. An action with serious implications. Serious in the sense that it best raises and purifies pity and fear, serious in a moral, psychological, and social sense. C part is here, complete and possess magnitude, not just a series of episodes, but a whole with a beginning, a middle, and an end. The idea of imitation is important here. The artist does not just slavishly copy everything related to an action, but selects or represents only those aspects which give form to universal truths, and the D part is language, which should be attractive. In the parts, language must be appropriate for every part of the play. Choruses are in a different meter and rhymes and more melodious than spoken parts. And the last one is your, no, sorry, not last one, tragedy. As opposed to epic, relies on an enchantment, dramatic performance, not on narrative, the author telling a story. Next part is your purification. Tragedy first raises, or we can say doesn't create, the emotions of pity and fear, then purifies or purges them. Whether Aristotle means to say that this purification takes place only within the action of the play, or whether he thinks that the audience also undergoes a cathartic experience, is still hotly debated. Our scholar Karen L. says that tragedy purifies whatever is filthy or polluted in the pathos or tragic act. Others say that the play arouses emotions of pity or fear in the spectator and then purifies them, reduces them to beneficent order or proportions or purges them, expels them from his or her emotional system. Second one is the tragic hero. The tragic hero is a great man who is neither a paragon of virtue or justice or nor undergoes the change to misfortune through any really badness or weakness, but because of some mistake. Let's move to its A part, a great man. One of those who stand in the great repute and prosperity, like Oedipus and Thetis, conspicuous men from families of that kind. The hero is neither a villain nor a model of perfection, but it is basically good and decent. Mistake, hamartia. This Greek word, which Aristotle uses only once in the Poetics, has also been translated as flaw or as error. The great man falls through thought, not entirely because of some weakness of character, some moral blindness or error. We should note that the gods also are in the same sense responsible for the hero's fail. यानी कि बेटा हीरो के फेल के लिए कहीं ना कहीं जो भगवान होते हैं वो भी जिम्मेदार होते हैं. He means to say here. And the third one is plot. Aristotle distinguished 6 elements of tragedy like plot, characters, verbal expressions, thought, visual, abhorrent, song composition. Of these, plot is the most important. The best tragic plot is single and complex rather than double, with opposite endings for good and bad. A characteristic of comedy in which the good are rewarded and the wicked punished. All plots have some pathos, or we can say sufferings, but a complex plot includes reversal and recognition. A part is your reversal. Occurs when a situation seems to developing in one direction, then suddenly reverse to another. For example, when Oedipus first hears the death of Polybus, this supposed father, the news at first seems good, but then is revealed to be distressed. B part is your recognition. In knowing throughout a change from ignorance to awareness of a bond of love or hate. For example, Oedipus kills his father in ignorance and then learns of his true relationship to the king of thieves. Recognition, sense in tragedy are of some horrible event or secret, while those in comedy usually reunite long lost relatives or friends. A plot with tragic reversals and recognitions best arouses pity and fear. And the last one is your sufferings, also translated as a calamity. The third element of plot is a destructive or painful act. The English words sympathy, empathy, and apathy, literally absence of sufferings, all stem from this Greek word. Thank you. So, here we discussed what is, we can say, tragedy, and according to Aristotle, what are the elements of tragedy. Students, if you have any problem in this question, let me know about this. We will discuss once more if you feel any problem in this topic. Thank you again.